see. Let's hope it goes live. Okay, there we go. All right, Lois, we're live.
Hello.
Hi. First of all, I want to welcome everyone to episode 3 of Tail Life TV. For this evening's podcast, I have Lois Craft, a pet and animal portrait artist, self-taught. She has an amazing story I look forward to sharing during this evening's podcast. And I do apologize for the delay. I'm still working on some technical issues. I had this all set up, looking great, lighting, everything, and realized I had to switch my computer to my left-hand side so that I could look at Lois. So anyway, when I did that, of course, everything disconnected and the lighting went kaput. So hopefully for tomorrow night's podcast, I'll have everything set up. So why don't you introduce yourself, Lois? Tell us a little bit about yourself.
I'm Lois Craft, and I'm a preacher's kid. I grew up with all the pets you could possibly think of. I was the kind of person that brought strays home all the time. And we moved around a lot. The great thing about having a preacher for a dad is I remember when one of my cats got hit on the highway, my dad actually had a funeral for it.
Oh, wow. Do people come and attend or just for the family?
Just my friends.
Okay. Oh, that's so wonderful.
I picture that so much from my childhood. I just can't remember not having a pet. I wouldn't want to ever be without a pet. They mean so much to me. And anyway, but I graduated from Largo High here in
I didn't know that. Okay.
In the Bay Area. I've been married 50 years. I'm a mother, a grandmother, and a great grandmother.
Oh, good for you. Congratulations.
And I have 2 dogs now, Molly and Mazzy. I worked 46 years in the hair industry. Mm-hmm. I taught it. I had a magnificent career. I worked for a product company and traveled and did education and shows and seminars and did that for quite a long time. And then I taught.
And that's how we met, through someone in the business.
Someone in the business that knew me when I was doing that. Yes, that's great. Yeah, she's a great friend for many years. So that's pretty much me. Then I retired.
I'm just checking our connection. So go ahead, keep talking.
When I retired, and I'd always done crafts. I mean, my last name is Craft. What else can you do? You know, I live in the craft house, so you have to do crafts. So I've always done that. And I've made jewelry and I've sold wire sculpture art at craft shows and everything. So I've always done that. When the kids were little, I sewed their clothes and I just love creating. But something I'd never done was painting. And when I retired, I thought, well, I'd want to try something I've never tried before.
Well, let's stop here then. So growing up, you had pets, so you always have had this love of animals. And one of the things in meeting Lois, I think it's always so amazing when you meet people and you find that you have a connection with them, which was that you lived in Manatee Springs, right?
Yep.
Chiefland up there. Mm-hmm. And that's where my family, my aunt and uncle lived for many, many years.
It was one of the places that we lived because I moved around a lot. That Methodist preachers get moved a lot.
Right.
So I went to a lot of schools getting through my schooling.
Yeah, so, I mean, you and I just seemed to click. So we had this love of animals. Yeah. And of course, you know, you being a Floridian, or well, almost a full-blown Floridian, right?
Almost. I was born up north, but I don't remember it.
Right. Close enough. That's yeah. You qualify as a natural Floridian to me. So then you did the hair, you retired, and you just decided it's time to try something new. And this is what I think is such a remarkable part of your story, is how you came to discover this, I don't know if you call it a hidden talent or an unknown talent.
Unknown for sure. I had no idea. I went to the senior center because we moved from the Clearwater area up into the Trinity area, and I didn't know anybody. And the first thing I did when we moved here is I started volunteering at Metropolitan Ministries, and I still do that, and I love doing that. But then I asked somebody if there's a senior center, since I am a senior. I went, and
you are not a senior, so stop. You don't qualify as a senior. I refuse that, because
it's so funny because I've had this white hair since I was like really young, really
Right.
young, but I started coloring it, and I didn't let it go white again until I retired. What a relief that was, to just let it go and not be constantly
And not
coloring
be.
my hair.
Well, I've lost Lois here.
I tried a few things. There, and I saw that they had an art class. And so in my mind, a class is something where you go and learn how to do it.
Mm-hmm.
That's not what this was. It was a group of people that got together. We had a leader, a person, they called it an instructor, but it was really just an encourager to encourage you to whatever you wanted to do. There was no class to teach you how to do it. But so I tried landscapes. It was okay. Just didn't excite me. And so I was looking through pictures, and I've taken a lot of pictures, and my husband's taken a lot of pictures. But I was looking through them, and I found this picture of a pelican, and I said, I want to try to do that. And so I was just amazed when I was able to make that pelican look like a real pelican, and came to life, and it looked like it was a real pelican. I can remember when I was doing the bill on it, that the bill on it looked like wood,
And let me share that. So we have a slide of Lois's first artwork that she did. And really, that's amazing. I mean, we literally just created this first time.
And when you look at that pelican's beak, it reminded me of wood. And so I kept working on it till I made that almost look like wood. But then when I could get that eye to come to life, and that's kind of where I started creating my technique for feathers and for fur and stuff. But I was so excited about that was it. I wasn't going to paint anything but animals after that, because that was.
Well, I call these divine talents. I truly believe that all of us, we have a divine gift or talent that God has gifted us with. And it's our job to discover what that talent is and share it with the world.
And some of us take longer than others to find it.
Listen, absolutely. I've been working on mine for a long time, and I'm finally here. So although I got to get the technical issues components down, but I do believe we all have a divine gift or talent. And I have my one book called Escape the Swamp, which you haven't read yet. I know you read the Goddogger's book, but I do mention that in the book, like it's like those kids you see on America's Got Talent, and it's like they came out of the womb, like just with these amazing gifts. And so I think that's the new generation, ourselves being of the older generations. It just has taken us a little longer to catch up and to find those talents and to discover them and to share them with the world. So I just want to put something out to everybody who's watching this video, that every single one of us has that gift or talent. And it may be painting, it may be singing, it may be merely counseling someone, it could be writing, who knows what it is. I believe every single one of us has a divine gift or talent. Discover yours and share it with the world, which is what Lois has done.
I was so surprised when people I started sharing my paintings, and I was really surprised at the response. And really, I think I've improved over the 6-7 years I've been doing it now. I look back at some of my original pet paintings, and it's amazing the difference from there until now.
Well, it's all a process of evolution. I mean, that's life in general. We hope if we had the knowledge in our youth that we have when we're older, boy, would we be just kicking.
I got to tell you about a class I tried to go to, and I spent a lot of money trying to go to this class because I really wanted to learn to paint. And I went into this class and the teacher kept taking the paintbrush out of my hand and going, get it, get it, get it. And I kept going, no, I don't get it. I don't get it. He wanted me to paint like him. I can't do that.
And you
I
can't.
I have to paint like me. And I'm so grateful that I really never had a teacher that said, this is how you do it. This is how you have to do it, because that left me open to discover my own techniques and be able to come up with what worked for me.
Right. Yeah. So you came up with your own way of doing things. So, and that's your divine gift or talent. So
it is
and
so much fun to make it come alive and try to make it look so real that people go, is that a photo? Or I really, that looks just like my pet.
Well, I want to share, you did a beautiful painting, portrait for me, painting of Picasso, my soul dog, who I lost November 15th, 2021. And that was a real heartbreak. And I just want to back up and I want to devote this broadcast or this podcast to Bambi, another dog. I just lost her Sunday night. So it's still so raw for me.
Make me cry.
Oh, but she was just a magical, absolutely the most beautiful soul of a dog ever. And I hope maybe I'll do a podcast just about her and her beautiful family, who her son and daughter, who were rescued from the outskirts of Turkey back May of 2012. They came here August 2013, and just the most beautiful family ever. And she was a mom to every dog here at my sanctuary. And she was a mom to me. I know that sounds strange, but she mothered me in so many ways. And I meant to do that at the beginning of this podcast. I didn't mean to interrupt.
No problem.
But I just want to mention her. So it's still really raw right now.
And I think you said that next week you're going to do a thing on grieving pets.
Yes.
And I definitely want to watch that. I lost a pet about 3 years ago, and I still cry when I think about it.
I think there's something, and I love the fact that you memorialize pets, so people, they're always with them. And I can't wait to show Picasso's painting, because you do something really special with the eyes, Lois. There's still life. It's hard to explain, but when I got that painting of Picasso, I could see the life, the light in the eyes. And that's what hit me with the painting was,
I think I told you I can feel those pets when I'm doing it.
Yeah. Well, you definitely with his. And going back to the grief part, I don't know what it is about these animals, but they hit something inside of us that's indescribable. They touch a part of us that I don't know if humans actually get there. I lost my mom in 2019. I was devastated. She was my best friend, my cheerleader, my inspiration. And I miss her every day, but there's something about our pets. And I guess it's that connection. I think it's that connection with the divine. They're so pure. They're so full of love. And they're just, to me, they're like a direct connection with the divine, God, source, whatever, you want to call our great creator.
I wear a shirt that says, be the person your dog thinks you are.
Exactly.
And that's so true, because they just love you.
Yeah. They look at you with unconditional love. They give that to you. I mean, I could look like hell, my hair's up to here, no makeup, I'm sweating, cleaning the courtyard, and they don't care. They just love you for who you are. I hate to say naked, when I say naked, I mean, they don't care about anything, no pretenses, no conditions. They love without limitation, hesitation, or reservation.
And everything is in the eyes. I think they read our eyes. Mm-hmm. And so that's why I try to bring their eyes to life so much.
Well, let me, I'm trying to think what's the easiest. Let me bend down here and get his portrait. I also have him in a slide form. So I don't know if everyone can see everything's backwards when you do this, but this was my amazing boy Picasso. And He was the second dog I ever had. I'm going to put up the slides so it's easier to see. And I adopted him May 2008 after I'd lost Polly, my first dog, which you read about in the Goddogger's book. And he was with me. Picasso was with me almost 14 years. We went through a lot of stuff. And so let me put up these wonderful slides. Let me see if I can get both of them up. I'm still learning the technical components here. Nope, we don't want to do that. And I appreciate everyone's patience with me while I get used to all this. So this is the photo that I provided you with.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if I can add, let's see. Okay, I can't do them both at the same time. But I think it's really amazing. And so I don't know what year this was taken. He had some gray around his muzzle. You can just see he was so full of personality and life. And then this is what Lois painted. And it's just the light. That's nothing to do with the camera. If you see the little light, I can't point it out, but if you see the light in his eyes, that's what you added.
Yeah. I just love it when they look. When I start painting, I do like an under painting drawing. Mm-hmm. And then I kind of put the colors where I want them. But the first thing that gets detail in my work is the eyes, because that's what brings them to life for me.
And if you go on my Tail Life site, tail, TAIL-life.com, there is a section of the site. It says artists. It's a tab. Hit the tab and you will see more information about Lois, a little bit about her background, but you'll also see a progression of one of the paintings that you had done. And
that's something I love. That's something I love to do for people. I guess everybody tells me they never heard of somebody doing that, but when somebody commissions a painting from me, if they would like me to, I send them progression pictures so they can actually watch their painting come to life. So that's been kind of fun for people to be able to see that, I think.
Well, it's fabulous. And I really appreciated having those updates and seeing it and seeing my boy come to life. So even though he's not physically here with me, his portrait is on the top shelf in my sunroom, which is sort of a dedication to my toads from my book series, The Toad Chronicles, now called Escape the Swamp, and also the Bahamas. And it's got pictures of myself and my dogs. I don't have any with my cats. They probably feel discriminated against, but anyway, try holding a cat for a picture. It's very difficult
to get a good pose.
Yeah, but he sits on the top shelf right in the center because he was the leader of the pack and the head of the sanctuary until he passed away. So I thank you for just this amazing portrait that just really brought him to life. So I just put this up one more time.
I enjoyed doing that very much.
Oh, thank you. And you listen, I said I should commission you to do them all, but you'd be at it for like a good year. So.
It would keep me out of trouble, maybe.
Yeah, keep you out of trouble. So let's talk a little bit. I've got plenty of slides here. But yeah, I was going to say, let's talk about your own pets.
This is Molly.
She is precious. Tell us a little bit about Molly.
Molly is
who I've met, by the way, who's sweet as can be.
Molly's 10 years old, and she was a gift from my daughter. She was at the SPCA. My daughter happened to work there at the time. And when she came in, she sent me a picture of it. I said, oh my, I must have that. And then she made me think I wasn't going to get it. And then she gave her to me for Christmas.
She's beautiful. Yeah, so which SPCA?
In Pasco here.
Oh, Pasco. Okay, beautiful. Well, thank you for rescuing. She's precious.
She is precious. She, from what I understand, she's Yorkie and Maltese.
She's
Yeah.
beautiful, and she's got a very sweet disposition.
Oh, she's the most loving, sweet dog on the planet.
And so now she has a little sister
Yes.
as of what, last week? About
As
2 weeks
yeah,
ago?
a week Sunday. Yeah, we could go Sunday. This is Mazzy.
Oh, she's precious.
And Maisie is at least half Chihuahua, and then the other half is Silky Terrier.
And so you adopted her from your daughter, and I want to make sure we mention her. I don't know your daughter's name.
Jenny.
Jenny. Okay. And Jenny does some rescue, correct?
Yeah, she has a lot of animals. Some of them are rescues. She has some acreage so she can have pets, and my whole family loves animals. There's just no way around it. But I had to kind of almost steal this one to get it away from her.
Oh, she wanted to keep it. That's my problem, doing rescue. You want to keep them all, and obviously,
Yeah, I think she misses her a lot. I mean, there was 4 puppies in the litter, but soon as I picked her out, then she goes, she's my favorite.
Oh, well, hey, she stayed in the family. There you go.
That's right. She's staying right in the family.
Yeah, she's beautiful.
Oh,
and how old is she? Couple months? I've lost Lois here.
I'm here. She's a little over 3 months, and she weighs 3 pounds.
Okay, beautiful. Well, again, thank you for adopting a rescue. She's precious. And so her and Molly are getting along?
They're doing good. They play. And Molly lets her know when she's tired of it.
That's awesome.
They do play. And I think that'll keep Molly younger longer. We got Molly when our other dog was 10 years old. So it's kind of the same cycle.
Well, it is amazing. The puppies do tend to bring life into the older dogs. At least that's what I've experienced here. I typically don't rescue puppies. Well, I don't keep them, but there's been a few, that I try to send on to people to get them adopted out, and they were the ones that kind of nobody wanted. So, but I love them dearly. I typically take the older dogs, but I love having the puppies here or the younger dogs because they definitely bring the older dogs to life.
Well, we probably wouldn't have got a puppy right now because this was a time in our life where we really wanted to do our traveling.
Right. I remember you saying.
When we retired, we did some. We went to Africa, which was an amazing photo safari. In fact, if you look up there's some of my paintings of some of the animals.
Yes, those are beautiful. And I want to put your lion painting up. I think it's amazing. I've done that Africa trip as well, Kenya, the safari, the hot air balloon ride. I did it with my mom for my 30th birthday. And it was a magical experience.
Yeah, I'd go back except for that 18-hour plane ride.
Oh, it just about killed me. Let's see. Here's the
yeah, there it is.
There we go.
Yeah.
And you just recently finished this portrait.
Yes, it took me forever because I kept doing him in between my pet portraits.
Okay.
And so I finally got a chance to put the finishing touches on them.
Now, is that for sale, Lois, this one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And where do people go to find your work to be able to purchase?
I think they should just contact me because I really have taken down my site. I just didn't want to, because so much of everything I do is word of mouth. And
well, I have your right there. Contact Lois at artcraftgranny@yahoo.com. So if anyone is interested in commissioning Lois to do a pet portrait or in purchasing ones that she's already done, like the lion, which is just amazing, you can contact her at the email address I have on the screen, and I will also make sure to put it in the description.
And when they do want to commission a pet portrait, I do it from a photo. So all they have to do is contact me, and I usually they text it to me. A photo and of the pose that they want, how they want the painting to be, And then I also ask for extra photos so I can get the detail that I might not be able to see in the pose picture.
Wonderful.
It's hard to get an animal to sit still long enough to paint them. So really,
Oh, forget it. That would be an impossibility. So
yeah, I love
with
getting
my
it
crew.
on. I love getting the pictures on either my tablet, my iPad, or my phone because I can zoom in on them to really get detail. When I'm painting, I can zoom in on those eyes, and I can zoom in to when you just have a picture in front of you, you can't do that.
Right.
So.
Right. Well, like I said, that was the first thing. What did I say to you? The first thing that I saw when I picked up my portrait of Picasso it was the eyes,
Yeah,
and how you just brought him to life.
and again, nobody showed me how to do that. I keep playing every painting. I play with them until they come alive.
And so if you don't mind me asking, I know we talked about this. At what age did you begin painting?
About 7 years ago, and I'm 70 now.
Okay, so 63.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. Well, first of all, I told you look amazing. So, but second, just to encourage everyone, I hear people, they're like, oh, I'm retired, I'm getting old, I can't do this and I can't do that. You can do anything you put your mind to.
I mean, I go and play pool all the time too.
That's
I'm
awesome.
on a pool league, and you just make such wonderful friends. You've got to keep busy. And
Well,
I started sewing again too,
awesome. You would have loved my mother. She was 95 when she passed away, and she was still working in my law office. And, I think till 93, until she fell and broke her leg, she was training with a trainer. I mean, literally lifting weights and doing squats. And, and her thing was, you have to keep evolving and growing. And that's what we all need to do. I mean, we're here for such a short time. And I hear people say, oh, I'm retired, I'm getting old, I can't do this or I can't do that. You can do whatever you put your mind to. That's what I believe.
To me, I have to keep busy. It's just who I am.
Right.
I really have to. I also lost my mom in 2020 during the whole
Oh, that's right.
pandemic,
I'm so sorry.
and that was really hard. But she lived to be 100, so
Oh my goodness,
that was,
100. Wow.
yep, yep.
That's
So
amazing.
we were really blessed to have her for as long as we did. It was just a hard way. I mean, she didn't die of COVID, but it was
The whole situation
the whole
surrounding it.
situation where you couldn't be there, and it was a horrifying experience for the.
Oh, I'm so sorry you went through that.
But and that, of course, that put an end to our traveling, the whole pandemic, but that didn't bother me so much because nobody could travel.
Right.
Not just me. Nobody could go. And so we were getting ready again now that things are opening back up, hoping to travel again. And then a family health issue has stopped that from happening. And that's where we decided we really needed a focus. And that's when we asked our daughter if we could have one of the puppies,
Oh,
because
beautiful.
it just gives you a amazing focus, something that you can focus on
Right.
if you can't do something else.
I
So
know. I know. It's so hard. I mean,
it's just a joy.
I love traveling, but since the pandemic, I mean, I've, been to the Bahamas, and I was in Costa Rica when the pandemic got called.
Yeah,
So,
today
and I
is the
was,
day we were supposed to leave on our cruise, but we are
yeah,
unable to go. Um, it was going to celebrate our 50th anniversary, but it is what it is. So
I try to look, obviously, I mean, it was, I look back on what a couple crazy years we've been through. Sometimes I just shake my head and say, was this real? But I think it has taught us a lot. I try to look at the positive, and I think one of the positive things that's come out of it is for us to slow down and really enjoy our families and our homes. Because I don't have a human family, but I have this pet family, and I was gone much of 2019 when my mom died. I went to the Bahamas and grieved the loss. I was coming to and from to see the animals, and I've never spent this much time in my home as I have since the pandemic occurred. And so where I'm saying is, I think we go through cycles and we go through phases. And right now, I really don't have any desire. Like I used to want to go to, I've been to Australia, I've been to Africa, make these long trips. And right now I'm like, I'm just going to let the airports like settle down and, hopefully things will become a lot easier than they are right now.
Yeah, it was hard on me because I definitely am a people person. I like
I
to
know.
be with people and around people and hug. Oh my goodness, that was an awful time of 2 years without hugs, from friends.
Right.
Yeah,
It's
that was
hard. It's hard. I think we've all learned some big lessons and, hopefully I
to
know
appreciate each other.
a lot of people have started new businesses. I have a podcast tomorrow night with a woman. Her name is Angela. She started a business right during during COVID. Biggie Bees, natural pet food, not pet food, pet treats, excuse me.
Pet
And
treats.
she's wonderful. Just an amazing, amazing young woman that I spoke to last night on the phone. So she's going to be for tomorrow night. And she started during COVID.
What is the one I saw at a sale thing that I just happened on? But it was all natural pet treats.
Yeah.
I
So
wonder if
she
it's the
did that.
same
She
thing.
said, I wanted to follow my passion. So, well, you'll see her tomorrow night on the podcast.
That'll be great if
And
it's her, because I thought she was really nice.
yeah, there's some wonderful people in animal rescue. And I
The
say if
other
we,
thing about the pet portraits that people have asked me that I wanted to make sure that they understood, they'll say, "How long does it take to have one done?"
Mhm.
And my first response is always, "Well, if you're in a hurry, I'm probably not your artist." Because you don't get your painting until and that depends on if how many paintings I have I'm
Right.
working on at the time. So I just wanted to let people know that they don't want to, if they want to do it for a Christmas gift or something, I cut off that pretty early. So
Okay.
they
Yeah,
need
and
to
I
get
mean,
in
and you
soon.
can't rush. You
No,
can't rush a
but
creation.
I only paint early morning. That's when I do my best work. If I try any other time, it's not my best work. So I paint early morning.
Well, I want to put up some more slides of some of the work that you've done. And let's see what I have here. Oh, we'll put the cat last. We can't forget the cats. they
I
always
don't
they
I
always get
haven't done
shoved to the
I
side.
haven't done a lot of cats. I've done, I don't know, I probably count on one hand how many cats. I don't know why, because I like doing cats, but
Right.
just haven't had as many of them come in.
And who's this? This
I think the pet's name is
oh,
Mandy,
Mandy. Okay, she's
but I'm
adorable.
not sure. Some of them I don't know their names.
But again, I see it in the eyes. Again, that little shine that you put into the eyes is amazing. And so let's see who else we have. The streaming, it's again, I'm getting used to the technical part of it. It's not the easiest in terms of putting up the slides. I love this one.
Yep, I think I have him behind. I have a picture of that one back here too.
Yeah, I really do.
All
This is
I have to save of them are photos because, of course, they go to their
right.
forever home.
Yeah, but I love this particular painting. And let's see what else we have here. Oh, this guy or
Very regal,
girl,
very regal. Yes, that's Cleo.
Cleo. Reminds me of I have a Great Pyrenees mix named Tansy, who's off the streets of Turkey.
Yep, this is a Great Pyrenees.
Yep, that's exactly. And she's got that same look on her face.
I know.
She's amazing.
That was an interesting one to do because the pose picture had all kinds of harnesses on it and everything,
Uh-huh.
but they didn't want that in there. So
Right. You had
it
to,
was a lot of it was ad lib.
and then here's this one. Oh, I love this one too. Reminds me a little bit of Lulu, my dog Lulu.
I remember because I usually say if they have a particular color they want in the background or
Mhm.
something, and this was somebody getting it as a gift for someone else, and they came back to me and they wanted it to be sunflower, yellow, orange, whatever, and so that's what we did it because that was her favorite color.
That's wonderful. Well, the next one I commission with you, that's the color I want on the background.
Okay.
No, because I have, believe it or not, orange chairs in my sunroom, but it's got teal or aqua walls. Anyway, it all goes together.
I know.
Okay, let's see here. And let's do one more. I think we have one more, which is the cat. Can't forget about the cats. Oh, where'd the cat go?
Well,
Hold
you
on
know,
here.
sometimes they just get away from you.
Hold on. Oh, there we go. Sorry about that.
Yep. I think his name was
Lovely.
Max. Not
Was what?
sure, but
What was
Max.
Max?
I
Okay.
think his name was Max.
Oh, he's beautiful. He's
Yeah.
beautiful. So you'll paint pretty much anything, right? Like birds,
Any,
cats,
any,
dogs.
any animal, yeah. Well, you saw my pelican, so yeah, birds.
Well, wonderful.
Um, I'm not a landscape artist. This one, they wanted the I don't know if you can see it.
The beach or whatever. Mhm.
It's a sunset.
Right. With
There's
the
some
water.
water back there.
Yes.
And everything. Anyway, but I did it. Not necessarily under protest, but I did it because landscapes aren't my thing. But it was something special because the dog had just passed away and had always loved going for the sunset walks with them. And so it was so important that that got put in there. So I did my best to make that
Oh, how
that
beautiful.
landscape go in there. And sometimes people have their favorite toys in it. Sometimes those are more challenging than the pet themselves.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure. So, well, you just do a wonderful job bringing them to life. And so for me, I know that there's people who commission whose pets are still living, but for me, it was bringing him to life. You really read him well, Picasso.
That's what gives me joy.
Yeah. Yeah. You must tune into their spirit and just know.
I honestly feel them. I don't know I don't even know how to describe it. But they're really there with me when I'm painting them.
Right. Well, like I said, I believe, you might differ with me, but that's your divine gift. That's your divine talent. So you connect with them on a spiritual level and they move through you, through your hand. But that's what I believe. Because again, I'm just so fortunate and blessed by what you did. And so if anyone is interested, please contact Lois at artcraftgranny@yahoo.com. And you also have some other things though. Don't you have your Etsy shop? You have an Etsy shop as well?
I have an Etsy shop, but honestly, everything's most of all
Okay.
the work I do is word of mouth and somebody telling somebody else and seeing it and getting it out there. So watching these things online just don't seem to be as fruitful to me as people telling other people
Right.
of their experience is what has kept me very busy.
Well, good. And well, hopefully once I get my website up and running more, it's finally completed. That was a monumental task. And I have some of the merchandise up, but I have more merchandise coming in. But again, for everybody who hasn't been on my site, go on taillife.com. And it's going to be a place where it's featuring rescues, featuring artists like yourself, Lois. It's going to have a pet memorial called Pet Souls, both for pets in the present and those who have passed on. So it'll be Pet Souls and Pet Souls Memorial. And people can come and, purchase a little space to memorialize their pet, whether in the present or in the ever after. And it's going to have the podcast. It has a blog. And then I also have a social media site that I built during the pandemic called Tailsy that I'm going to revive and get that going as well. So hopefully we'll become a Tail Life community, much like with Salt Life. It's been built into a community, and that's what I want to do, is bring people together, unite people in their pets. And the motto is people, pets, not politics. If we can keep politics out of the discussion, hopefully we can unite as a humanity and work.
I really appreciate you having me on.
Well, thank you so much. I was so honored. Is there anything else you want to share?
Nope, just keep this great grandma out of trouble. Send me paintings to do.
Absolutely. Yes, please share, and yeah, share Lois's work and her contact. And I know I will. I've told a few people, and hopefully we'll keep you busy, busy, busy.
And I want to say thank you to all the people who have commissioned paintings from me and have spread the word for me. I really appreciate it, and I love you.
Well, we love you, Lois. You're amazing, and you really are a symbol of somebody who just continues to evolve and grow. And it's just inspiring. And you've inspired me. So, because sometimes I get a little down, I'm thinking I'm too old. I'm, literally starting completely over in all respects of my life at, a relatively not older age, but a lot of my friends are retiring. They have grandkids, and so I sometimes get a little down and say, how did I get here? But it's the journey God sent me on. And then I see people like yourself who have reinvented at an older age and are just kicking butt. So
you can't start yesterday. You only have today and on. So
that's it. So thank you for being an inspiration. I really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. Hey, have a great night.
Bye-bye.
Bye.